Hello everyone and welcome to a new week. We are in Charlotte and this track can be challenging with its long, stretched, high-speed turns. So let's hop right into the action and see how to deal with them. Approach turn 1 on the far right, tap the brakes between the 2 and 100 meter boards and aim for a smooth line. You want to hit the throttle early and attack the curb. It's important to carry a lot of momentum into the next sector. Attack the inside, try to stay on the throttle, but sometimes you will have to lift. It depends on the temperatures of the session and your tires. You should use your warm-up laps to get a good feeling for the grip levels to be prepared for your race. We will use the next turn to prepare a good run for the upcoming straight. Stay on the middle left here, tap the brakes before turning in and decelerate all the way down to the apex. Hit the curb to get a tight entry and let the car swing to the outside. As you can see, I missed the turn by a split second and left some unused space on the inside. I had to correct my entry speed in the process, but it's not a big deal. The most important thing is hitting the exit. Be aware that the line you can take here depends a lot on the temperatures in the session. The higher the temperatures, the lower the grip levels. If the grip levels drop, the amount of speed you can carry through the turn drops as well, which means that the ideal racing line moves further to the inside. I drove my lap in average conditions with track temperatures around 27 degrees. If you get into a hot session, you have to adjust your line and aim for a tighter run around the apex. Once the car is set up, be patient on the throttle and engage it only when you know that you will hit the exit. Ignore the lines here and exit on the runoff area. As long as you don't get an incident, it's part of the track. Stay on the throttle and attack the curb. You want to carry your momentum into the next sector. Hit the brakes, let the car swing to the outside and get a good grip on your wheel. As you can see, I have to correct a lot to keep the car stable under braking. You will also notice a lot of adjustments in my braking inputs later in the cockpit lap. That can be difficult to pull off if you already struggle with keeping your car under control. No worries, I got you covered. There's an alternative, easier way to approach this turn. You can decelerate earlier by lifting before the last turn. Tap the brakes for the last adjustments and you'll be fine. It's slower, but you don't run into the risk of losing the car if you mess up. Attack the apex and try to get a tight run around the wall. You want to prepare the car for the next turn and exit around the middle of the track. This gives you enough time to rotate the car and you can carry more speed back onto the oval. From here on you should adjust your speed only with your throttle inputs. Lift before turning in and attack the inside. Engage the throttle with 60 to 80% when you drive across the crest to keep the car under control. Let the car swing to the outside and lift again before you turn in. The more momentum you can carry onto the oval, the more time you will gain on a long straight. Use the boards on the right as orientation for braking. The 200 meter board is your best friend. Attack the curb and shift into second while you rotate the car through the chicane. You want to be back on the throttle as early as possible and attack the exit curb as well. Stay on the far left. There aren't any great markers for braking. You can use the cones on the other side of the road. I'm using the curve of the track on the left hand side as orientation. Attack the entry curb, be early on the throttle. and careful around the exit curb. Attacking it too hard can cost you time or throw you into the wall. That was the lap. The cockpit lap with telemetry will come up next. If you have suggestions for other car and track combinations, share them with #guide in the comments. I wish you a successful week and see you next time.